You're listening to Where You Live with Gene and Tony.
This is Where You Live with Gene and Tony. We're broadcasting from the Concierge Landscape Studios. We're brought to you by Extreme Exteriors and American Family Insurance, the Kim Bennett Agency. Let's hear now from the Community Associations Institute. The CAI Minute is brought to you by Start to Finish Maintenance Contractors. Start to Finish provides 24-hour service for all of your home and business maintenance needs. Call Start to Finish at 952-259-1219 for your home, for your business, for your peace of mind.
Are you a member of the Community Associations Institute? For nearly 40 years, CAI has provided education and resources to volunteer homeowners who govern community associations and the professionals who support them. Visit caionline.org to learn more. That address again is caionline.org. CAI helps community association board members by providing online resources, in-person training, and hard copy publications written by association management experts. CAI offers community managers professional development, networking opportunities, and a certification program that's established as the industry standard nationwide. Minnesota has its own chapter of the Community Associations Institute to bring resources and tools from community associations around the country right to your home. Visit caimn.com to learn more and become a member of CAI today. Your community and management company will benefit from your involvement. Join the Community Associations Institute today at caimn.com and click on Membership.
So we've been talking about a story out of Austin, Texas that gets down to homeowner association, communication, and accountability.
Yes, exactly.
As so many issues do.
Yes, and there's an interesting twist to this particular story, and we'll get to some of those details in a little bit. But I wanted us to address for our listeners, Tony, the same statements that are made by board members, by homeowners in their concerns with one another. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter what state you belong in. It doesn't matter what association you have. Right. These are the statements we hear over and over again.
That's true. So give us one.
The first one, the board president, of course, took umbrage with the statement that we don't give any information to you, the homeowners.
Right.
And he said... homeowners never show up anyway. If you'd showed up every once in a while, perhaps you would have learned something.
If you bothered to show up at a meeting, you'd actually maybe know what the bleep is going on.
Yeah, exactly.
Is what he said.
That was the quote. Yes.
Yep. So that's common to hear that from the board members. They get frustrated when a member complains that they don't know what's going on or that communication is poor. It's like, well, you know what? We're here every month meeting. We tell you when we're meeting. Why don't you just drop by and find out what's going on?
Yes, and I think what the board member is getting to at the very heart of things when they hear a homeowner make that claim, you never show up. It is the homeowner is making an assumption as well. You never give me anything. You never help me out with any information.
I see.
That was, in fact, the next statement that is the homeowners. Boards never give us any information. We don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Because they make the assumption that nothing has been told. And like you said before, you alluded to, there was the one homeowner who said, well, as soon as I see something in the mail from your company, I toss it away because I don't think it's that important.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, yes, and I've been told that.
And
so it's kind of like it just leaves me open-mouthed. Well, then how am I supposed to communicate with you? Or how is your board supposed to communicate with you if you're not going to read what we send you?
Yes. And so you have the board then that ends up taking it personally, and they say, well, if you just bothered to show up, if you just bothered to read what we give you.
That's a good point. You might as well not take it personally because it happens over and over and over again in every homeowners association that we've ever dealt with or heard of.
Yeah.
Correct? It's a common miscommunication or misunderstanding.
Do you know what it sounds like? It sounds like a spouse who doesn't feel like they're being appreciated by the other.
Well, there's that.
You're just not appreciating me in everything that I do.
Well, I know board members feel that way.
Yeah.
They don't feel very well appreciated.
And there's that personal element. As soon as you get to that personal level, boy, that's when things break down.
I think we go back to this issue all the time, too, and that's individual responsibility. you do have some responsibility as a member of a homeowners association to make sure you are informed. Now, if you're not going to meetings, if you're not opening the mail you get, you're not holding up your end of the bargain.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, exactly.
That's right.
And that's the basic crux that we have, and I think that's where where things kind of teeter right now in a balance. I think in our society we have people who say, I understand and appreciate my freedom, but that takes and requires a more active participation on my part.
Yes.
There are others who will say, who don't really want to participate, but they want to be the first ones to say, what are you going to do about this? This has happened, and that is unacceptable.
And you need to fix it for me.
You need to fix it for me.
Yeah.
And as soon as you say to someone, you need to do this for me, what you're saying is, I'm giving up and abdicating my right.
That's right.
My freedom
That's
to
right.
you. And so why would you complain then about what they're doing, because you've already given that up?
Yeah, true.
Here was a statement that was made in the story that I thought was interesting. This was made by I think it was the reporter themselves. They said that the property manager didn't have the required audits performed.
That's how the reporter interpreted this issue.
Yes, they said, part of the issue is that the manager didn't do their job in having the audits performed. And it sounds like an innocuous statement, perhaps. I don't think so. I want our listeners to realize that when you talk about what a property manager or a management company can and can't do, we are confined by the direction of the board of directors.
That's right. That's our responsibility, is to take direction from the board.
Yeah, we have the checkbook for the association. We may sign checks and have checks go out.
Yeah.
But they're only because all of those things have been approved by the board for to be spent.
Mm-hmm.
And
well, yeah, we can.
You try spending money without their approval.
That's
find out
right.
what happens.
Well, that's right. And we can't go ahead and have an audit performed if they have said they're not willing to pay for it. Somebody has to pay for the audit. Now, in this case, I think you would agree with me. I would strongly recommend to the board that they have this yearly review or audit, and I'd make sure the minutes noted that.
Yeah.
So that I was covering myself.
Exactly. I think that's where the breakdown happens here. Number one, I think you said it, and that is that the association needs to make this information available. And it doesn't necessarily have to cost money to do so, does it? Nowadays?
To make the information available?
Yeah.
No, you send it electronically.
Yes, electronically.
Or a lot of associations have a website.
Put it on the website.
That's right.
But even if you have to send it out by mail, for 70, 80 unit association, you may be talking about $200 a year just to get basic information out. I think people deserve that.
So we're heading now into the area of accountability, and in fact,
yes.
Texas law, at least as quoted in this article, Chapter 82 of Texas Uniform Condominium Act requires that an HOA keep detailed financial records and obtain an annual financial audit, and make these audits and financial records available to unit owners.
So that differs from Minnesota statute in that they're asking specifically for an audit each and every year.
Yeah.
And so, yes, if that's true, then they are not following through in
with
what they've
state
promised.
statute. Yeah.
And so that seems to be the issue. Instead of the homeowner association or board getting indignant here, I think it would be good for them to remember a couple of things. One would be you need to encourage attendance at membership all the time.
At meetings
of all the members. You can't just assume, well, they know, and that's it. No, you've got to continually invite. You've got to continually be inviting to get people.
You may need
to
go knock on doors.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sending out the agenda, sending out the meeting minutes, sending out a copy of last month's financials. Those will spur questions and people's desire to want to come.
Yep.
Get that out to them. They own the property just like you do, the board member. They have just as much invested as you do. why not share that with them? What they do with it, you can't guarantee, but that's for them to decide, not for you.
There's some pretty simple rules. Adhere to state statute, comply with state statute, and comply with your governing documents.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Yeah. The one thing that's interesting, and we don't have time to talk about this maybe on a future show, is the whole issue with the property manager and the former board president.
Well, yeah, the issue of criminal investigation.
Yes, but that's something that's starting by the Austin police, and we'll let them do that investigation before we put our 2 cents.
Maybe we can follow up and find out what happened.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Well, we need to take another break. Don't go away. There's so much more of Where You Live with Gene and Tony after these messages.